Hi everyone, this is Ana Luisa speaking here from Some Studio Milano. I'm here with Marlon.
Hello guys.
Today we are hosting our first talk from the series Back to Materials. We started with this series in June for Isola Goes Digital event, and now we are back for Milano Design City, always in collaboration with Isola. This series talk about biomaterials, and today we are hosting our first guest, that is Greta Dalessandro. Let's welcome her.
Everyone.
Hi, Greta. How are you?
Ciao, Greta.
Fine, thanks. You too?
We are great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for being part of our series.
First talk.
Yes, for our first talk. We're very excited to have you here. And we have some questions here for you. But before we start, let's talk about a bit about your background, your work experience, and field of research, so people can get to know you better.
Okay. I am product and biodesigner. I like to define me in that way because I want to share not only my work about biomaterials, but also with the final product that I can propose at the industry or around the world. I come from Bari in South Italy. I have started my studies in art and Politecnico of Bari. When I moved to Milan, I have discovered also the possibility of the interconnection about new kind of material and innovation. I have ended my studies here at Politecnico of Milano in product design for innovation. And last year, I was a student at Fabricademy, that is a worldwide fashion academy based on new technologies, new textiles, new technique about fashion system.
Okay, great. And since we are talking about biomaterials, could you start by first explaining for all of us what are biomaterials?
So for me, biomaterials, like tells the name, it's something that is living. It could be obtained from nature, from mushrooms, bacteria, plants, fruits, or also vegetables. And sometimes it is food waste. In my research, I think it's more important to improve and maximize the food waste to oh dear
to get rid of the waste, because there is a lot of waste in agriculture industry. So
yes.
I think it's very important as well. Actually, we did another talk with a studio back in Ecuador, and they work with the waste from cocoa. So it's very interesting. It's actually something that we need to think about it, and we need to find solutions for that, right?
Yeah. In fact, I discovered the biomaterials in my master's degree research. I find a TEDx by Susan Lee. She talks about her first fashion startup, Biocouture, and show how she grew this kombucha. It's a fermented tea in her balcony with a big amount of boxes full of tea. She literally grew her garments. This story fascinated me so much as I can, and I want to discover the most is possible about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm. No, so was from that moment that you became interested in
yeah,
biomaterials?
yeah,
Ah,
it was the first approach
okay.
at the materials
I see.
for me.
Okay.
And
Amazing. We love her work as well.
Yeah. And we see that all over the world that there is this trend of universities becoming incubators for new materials, new technologies. How do you see this in Italy? Do you think there are universities doing this kind of incubator role here? And did you find support for your research?
An opportunity.
Yeah.
yes, in part of it, I think there is a newborn network also here in Milan, like Material Experience Lab, that organizes some little workshop or selected courses, also in Polytechnic of Milano. But I know that also in Bolzano there is a master in eco and social design. I think the biggest difficulty for this new kind of professionality is the gap between laboratory and company and students and also designer. I think we have more work to do to to make this possible and make a real circular economy because of course material designer is focused on this kind of approach.
Yes, there are a lot of challenges ahead, but we can do it. So
Stay strong.
let's talk about your fading dress project. Do you have anything to show us? Maybe I think you mentioned that you had a video, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I have a video.
Let's
If
see
you
it.
wait one moment.
Okay,
So
sure.
maybe we can see the video first, and then you can explain a little bit.
Yes, then after you explain.
Okay. Did you see it?
Yes, there you go.
Perfect. Okay, this is my last work. It's a garment that managed the time because it's fade while it's worn. So the end of the dress is concepted with the movement of the user. And I think it's good interpretation about my philosophy because I have a strong idea behind my work that the material could be used until the end of the object. So we can use a dress in that case until it completely disappears. In this particular project, I've designed with bioplastics based in gelatin. Also, I have used kombucha to make this different two parts of the skirt. The black one with the laser cutted is in black charcoal bioplastics. It's really thickness. It's really thin. And also the brownish part is in kombucha. It grows for 3 months. And also is laser cutted. And when I glued the two layers. I have glued with the inside the latex. That is the part of the bodysuit. That is the base of my dress.
So you didn't need any like toxic products, any artificial glue, for example?
Nothing. Only for the latex, of course, but it's impossible to avoid it. But for the connection of these two biomaterials, I used only water.
Ah, okay, that's great.
Only water. Yeah, it was a challenge because I worked with kombucha in the past, but this time I want to integrate a part of material inside the two layers with also latex.
Ah, okay.
To make something new, something strange also. I have with me also some samples.
Okay, let's see.
That I have used to also to study the fading of this this particular dress. And here there is the latex.
Okay.
Laser cutted. Here the brownish obviously is also kombucha. And this one, the end is in charcoal.
And how long did you take to make this dress, from research until the final product, the dress?
So it was a final presentation, a final work for the degree of this academy.
Okay.
But it takes 2 months.
Okay.
More or less, because 1 month goes for the research. I was focused on this design thinking, the conception and an object, a dress that degrade. And after this full research, I wanted to solve in that way.
And did you do this all by yourself, or did you have the support of someone, some colleagues, some company, or the university itself?
A little bit of support, yes, but only for the maybe the choose of the pattern. Because I have used only again grasshopper. It's an extension of Rhinoceros for drawing it, and maybe some support about how the skirt concepting. For my mentor, by my mentor, that was Anastasia Pastafidou, and their colleagues in Fabricademy. But I've used all the tools in We Make Fab Lab here in Milan, that is focused on textiles and fashion, like a maker style.
Okay, I see. And by the way, since we are talking about fashion as well, how do you see biomaterials in the world of fashion in the future?
I think there is much work to do again, also in this field, because there are some examples about startups also in the production of garments and textiles, like the Italian Orange Fiber. It's a Sicilian startup that used the orange peel to make textiles. or also wood cellulite, the garment of a different kind of plants or food waste again. But I think we need to research really in deep, because the biggest part is the society acceptation of this new kind of living, also fashion.
Okay. But do you
I
think?
think.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You think?
No, because we live with a fashion that it lasts in the shop for 6 months. But the amount of ethical and ecological resources to create only one skirt, it's really impressive.
I see. So, do you think, in your opinion, there is definitely a space for biomaterials in the future?
Yeah, I think yes.
Fashion, in design, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Another trend that we see is that designers nowadays, they're a bit like alchemists. Do you see yourself a bit like an alchemist, producing new materials, researching, mixing science with design?
Yes, I think.
Yeah,
Non mi
no?
vedo.
Okay.
Ok, avevo avuto un problema al video.
No worries.
Okay. Yeah, yes, I think it's the base of my work. It's a little bit difficult to connect to make a strong connection to each step of this work, because there is the biggest work of research after conceptualization, the design, also the develop of a new material or a new use of maybe an old material. I think it's an evolution of a maker,
Yes.
because a maker, it's a person, a professionality that is interested in different things, but also try to
Create something maybe from scratch.
to create, but also to move our business, our personal business.
Yes, true. Yeah, no, I think it's interesting because design is now working with science, and also many designers, they are recalling some craftsmanship traditions with and blending these with new technologies. So they are really makers, as you say. I believe.
I'm
Yeah.
a bit curious to know your process. Like, you first thought about the material and then the dress, or first you thought about the dress and then the material to make, or to realize the dress?
Okay. At all, so I have two different ways of do my work. When I am on product design, I start to work on idea, and then okay, maybe for this part I can use this kind of material with this thickness, because of it is strong for this use. When I am a material designer, it changed completely. Because when I tell it's the biggest part of the research, it is also randomly. Because when you try to make a new material started from a single ingredient, you can obtain really many kind of thickness, resistance. It's really strange, but also needs really more time.
I see. So it's a mix of both.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously, when I am the material designer, I starting from the performance that the materials have.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Okay.
And also, we saw that you run workshops. We would like you to talk a bit about these workshops. Are these workshops only for designers or for anyone interested?
No. It's it's open to everyone. I have started a basic introduction about biomaterials also in the Fab Lab we make. It was my first experience by teacher last year. And my students are have a fashion background in the biggest part, but on again also curious, like a nice hobby to try.
That's nice.
But I think it's always good because it's a good thing. Because it tells that there is more attention about this topic.
Yeah, that's true. People are more aware of these issues, of climate change and the environmental crisis. And even if they're not designers, they want to learn how to create something with a sustainable material. So I think this is very positive because when I read, I really thought that your workshop would be only for designers.
No.
So yeah, that's really a nice surprise. And what people can expect when they subscribe to your workshop?
I think maybe the possibility of create something from nothing, from in our kitchen with simple ingredients. And it's a kind of cooking show, no?
Yeah.
It's nice. It was really nice, and I want to repeat this experience soon, I think.
Nice.
So at least people should know how to cook to participate.
Yeah, it's a kind of Breaking Bad. Okay, let's cook.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. And this also goes back to the concept of doing some things with your hands, because handmade is also
it's DIY. It's I think biomaterials are simple to do, but are not much simple as adopt with specific use. At the moment, I see many designers that use biomaterials without strong motivation, but only for make the switch to make a substitution from a chemical plastic. But in my work, I spend more time to create a strong why I can use this particular material for that.
You end up creating a strong connection with the material as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And nowadays, we want to know also who or what inspires your work.
Oh, it's a good question and also difficult because I try inspiration by nature. It sounds not specifically important, but
Actually, I think
obviously,
it's great. Nature is, for me, is the biggest inspiration and the most wise inspiration one can have.
yeah, but also because I think nature is a circular economy.
Yeah.
Plants, organisms live in circle. There aren't waste, and it's the biggest inspiration that we could learn from nature.
Yeah, we totally agree on that. And talking about sustainability and circular design, how important are these concepts to you, to your work as well?
About the sustainability of?
No, sustainability and circular design, how are these concepts important to your work?
It's my work.
Yeah, it's your work.
Obviously. Because it's important thinking inside this system.
Yeah, within this framework.
Yeah, and collaborate and put it also my work between existing business and possibilities.
Yeah. And talking about your work, where do you see your work going next in the future? How do you see?
Okay, I'm trying to make a structure because until now my work is only experimentation.
So we were talking about how sustainability and circular design are like a framework of your research and your work, and you don't see your work outside of this framework, right?
Yeah. For my work, my future, I hope it will be more structured. Maybe to start also a design studio, a real design studio, and make a kind of industrial product. Again with this philosophy, design philosophy. But my awareness is that this kind of product have a biggest part of artisanal design knowledge.
Okay. Yes, no, that's very interesting. We'll be following up with you. And here, our last question is that what's the biggest challenge that you believe is the biggest challenge for designers to help us shift from a linear to a circular economy?
I think the new thing is now the generation, the people, the young, are more reactive, are more conscious about material, earth, and all these critical system. So I think they and also our generation can start a new way, a new world, where is obviously adopted the circular way, the sustainability for all things. It's not an exception, but is the rule.
Okay.
So we have to restart, no?
Yeah, we have to restart again and build a new system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Greta, thanks a lot for your time. We are really happy to have you here. We will keep following up with your work and maybe taking a workshop if you have another workshop. We will be very curious. And we invite everybody to follow up with Greta work on Instagram, as we said before. And we will be back with other 2 talks next week. Thanks a lot, Isola, as well.
For hosting us.
Yeah, for hosting us. And we see you soon. We hope you like the talk.
Grazie, Greta.
Grazie mille.
Thank you too.
Ciao, ciao. Ci vediamo. Bye, bye.
Ciao.